Now I'd like to open up the floor to anyone who wants to share their thoughts, feelings, or insights about the practice that we just experienced together.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. It truly is a beautiful moment that we share. I also want to let the youth know that you guys are very lucky to have Jason here with us. What he guides us through is what we call a guided practice. So, I think Mustafa is interested in meditation. The guided practice is something that done throughout, the world, and people usually have to pay a hefty fee to get through those services. So there is an app. It's called I think it's Headspace, and it's very similar to what Jason just did, where there will be a person who their voice will guiding you through a practice of meditations, or in today's case is a moment to arrive, like Jason we just did with our just be moment. These are powerful because, like Jason mentioned, is really slow your brain down, which is tough to do, especially in our current climate, where there's so much going on in the world, and there's so much stress that associate with that, as well as the pressure that we may feel at home, at work, at school. So take your time to get familiar with these guided practice. And, if you are able to get into a habit of doing these guided practice, just a couple minutes a day, you will definitely see the improve in your mental health over time.
Yeah, thank you for that background, Patrick, and would like to just ask the youth if you've tried a moment to arrive before, or have you done a practice like this? And what was this? How was this practice for you?
I didn't do something really exactly like this, but I did something similar to it. And I usually have, and I never meditated, but I do something similar to meditation. And my question was, is there actually similar other ways of meditation? For me, it was just staying in a quiet room, thinking to myself and focusing on one idea or one problem at a time, and not having other ideas distract me and focusing on just that one.
And how was this moment to arrive for you?
It's pretty relaxing, and it gets work done for me, basically. It gets things done for me. If I have a problem that I'm stuck on, I usually move on. Then the very next day, I actually do this routine. It is just sit in a quiet room and then slowly think about the solutions and go through the problem and try to see the big picture, and not having being distorted by other ideas or other problems. Just focus on not one problem or one work or whatever it is.
Great, thank you. And Shamar.
Yeah, Mustafa, Shamar, before we get started, I just want to mention something to Mustafa. I like the idea of staring at a blank wall, because it really helps your mind to calm down and slow down your thought process. Something that I want to offer to you is that through my training, I did actually completed a yoga training practice. And that's 300 hours of yoga training. We do a lot of mindfulness training as well. It definitely is a practice. It's not something that you were born with, and it's not something that you just have to wake up one day and realize you have it or not. So something I want to offer for you, Mustafa, is when you staring at the wall, a blank wall, just having thought to yourself, something to remind yourself is to be kind to yourself in that moment. The reason why I said that is, a lot of time when, I do the staring at the blank wall through too, from time to time, it's very often that your mind will start running with thoughts. It's not uncommon for your mind to start wandering, because I forgot the exact number, but we formulate thousands of thoughts a day. That's how our brain process information. So it's very common for your brain to start wondering and think about different things when you try to focus and slow down and try to meditate, or to try to stay mindful in the moment. Something that I often do when that happens is, be kind to yourself and acknowledge the thoughts, because you cannot control how your mind works, right? You formulate thoughts, that's how you process information, that's just how it is. But what you can do is, when you stare at a blank wall and there are thoughts that you do not want to be there, who enter your mind because you have whatever is going on in your day, simply acknowledge it and then set it free. An analogy that one of my teachers offered was that, think of it as children. Your thoughts are like your children. You cannot control them, but you love them anyway. So when you're doing an activity, such as staring at a blank wall, and the children came in, or the thoughts came in to interrupt you, you simply acknowledge them and send them on their way. That's one way to continue to stay mindfulness without trying so hard to control everything that's happening in your surrounding. And like Jason mentioned, just be. That's the most powerful thing you can do for your mind. Okay. And sorry for interrupting, Shamar. I would love to hear your thoughts as well.
Oh, you're good. Probably I do a lot more of my mindfulness on the golf course. So I do something like this when I'm getting ready to play a hole on the course, especially if I'm playing a course that I've never played before. And like I'm under a tree or something and I have to get it out. Then I kind of close my eyes and think about, I usually think about the hole going in like a hole in one, because that helps me, that gets myself into a positive thought process. So I use this a lot more on the golf course than in life, besides in school. Sometimes I might do it in school.
And how was this the Simply Be and Moment to Arrive exercise? How was that for you?
It was good. It was just different, since I sometimes do it if I'm really stumped on something and I really don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. It's rare. I usually mostly do it on the golf course. So I haven't done it in a while, so it was kind of an eye-opener.
So it sounds like you use it as a tool for finding clarity.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Got it.